Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Trekyards. He is Commander Cockings.
He's Captain Foley.
And today we're here to talk about the return of two legacy Star Trek characters to Lower Decks. And we couldn't be happier, because we love seeing that kind of stuff. Who are we talking about today?
Yeah, keep doing it, Mike and team.
Yes.
Although, are we finding out that in the pantheon of Trek that Mike likes DS9 the best? Because we've had Martok, we've had Kira, we've had Quark, Rom, and Leeta. That's 5 out of the... There's not that many actors left if you break down... yeah, maybe. Yeah.
And they mentioned Odo in the last one with the charades.
Indeed. So there's been ATNG people back in Lodex? No. We had Paris briefly. Anyway, basically, DS9's getting the love in Lower Decks, which is lovely. Yes, Rom and Leeta. And this is more important, I think it's fair to say, Stuart, than just seeing, where's Paris? Has he still got the same pips? Way! Or, look, hologram Martok, way! It's actually one of those, we had a bookend. What happens if you undo that bookend and then keep going? And seeing what that's like, because in DS9, they had an end for all the characters, and one of which was, of course, Rom and Leeta. They're long since married, very happy, and he was given Grand Nagus status, which is insane. And we knew him being a progressive, more genteel Ferengi. He was going to change things. Bold way to end the season. So, Stuart, how did you feel watching them back, and the vibe that Mike put into canon?
It was great. I mean, the first time watching it, I kind of thought, these characters don't look so good anymore. But each subsequent rewatch has got better for me. And it's just great that they got Chase Masterson back and Max. But to have them back was amazing. And actually, their characters are quite well done considering the ending. So the first watch through, I was kind of like, but once you know what's going on, it's kind of great. So apparently, Rom developed a taste for baseball, which is a nice kind of callback, I guess. The only thing I would have wished is that they would have at least mentioned Nog and had some kind of Nog tribute of some sort, just even mentioning. But that's a small thing. Seeing these guys back was awesome. I just would have liked that one little extra thing,
But it's always the case with these. You want a bit more. Obviously, in our first review, I was positive because I sort of retroactively saw the logic going in. You were quite negative, so I'm glad you sort of. I'm sure in second watch, you see it, right? It's not subtle unless you're not looking for it, etc. No, it's this isn't super far after. It's more after Nemesis than it is after DS9, which is a few years. So he's still Grand Nagus. He's not been deposed. That's good. We see plenty of women across the society with clothes and on TV, which was something to note. So that's been, and as soon as it gets on TV, it's acceptable, I guess. So there's and there is definitely a more genteel sense on Ferenginar. There's still those harsh angles, there's harsh lines of culture, but they've certainly spread out a bit more. The people in the hotels, restaurants, etc., all just seem nice, just with that slightly Ferengi extra. But of course, if we only ever saw traders and grifters, what's it like just to be a random person on Ferenginar? So it's there's always going to be average people, because of course most people don't have the lobes of business. You'd think that's why some people are rich. So the only people so in general, it was just good to see a more balanced society, but you don't want to lose that Ferengi fun. And you can look for profit in small ways. I mean, my God, I don't know if this is a thing in the US, but every single coastal city we have arcades, which are coin arcades, and there's machines, and that they're all rigged to the point of you can't win anything, but you play them because every child does them when they're young. I think it becomes a societal norm, as it were. And they're 2p machines, so you get 100 2ps and you just go and you lose all the 2ps, but you might get some 2ps back to then put back in the machine. It's all a scam, right? But you sort of have fun doing it. But it's sort of an acknowledged scam. So I'm sure on Ferenginar, if you go to the library and you want to do some light gambling, it's not really bad gambling, it's just fun gambling in the library. So I felt, still traditionally Ferengi, but still that not quite as hard edged. Even the biker gang weren't vicious,
Yeah, but you still get the progressiveness of what Rom is doing, because at the beginning it starts off with, why are we throwing away all these disruptors? We could buy our own ship with these. No more arms dealing, no more arms trading, because the Grand Nagus said so. Was kind of great. Yeah, but you still get the the other Ferengi that kind of don't always agree with the situation. So yeah, that was actually really great. And as you said, saw a lot of females. The one in the commercial kind of surprised me, honestly, because she was wearing clothes. And then we see some other ones in this Starfleet experience not, which was great. You have a choice, right? You can do what you want to do. If you want to keep the old ways, go ahead. So
yeah. Exactly. It's about balance, isn't it? No, it was gentle. It was nice. And obviously you want more of every character. I thought Leeta had a better job than Rom in terms of performance. And she was,
her rank was first clerk, is what her title was. Yeah, so
I mean, they were a good duo, right? They come as a well done package. But since the point of it was to show Rom being stupid, he didn't get good lines for most of it. He just got, it was sad to see him be stupid, but it's a reason. And of course, they're playing. I said in our other review, they're playing contract poker. And so, and they're playing it with the biggest single player in the galaxy. So, of course, you're going to go put those high stakes and try as hard as possible. So, of course, having the Grand Nagus play dumb, you could argue it's embarrassing. But if it gets you a good deal with the single largest trade thing in the quadrant, hey, worth that bold of him to do that. But Leeta was really well handled, I think. Didn't feel like she was running things, because Rom is smart in ways, he's just not business smart. So it felt like they had a good partnership, which was really nice. As I said in another review, what for me would have improved it an absolute ton, because the baseball thing is random, and obviously English, we don't do baseball, so it has nothing for me personally. But he's an engineer. I would love to have seen him, I said this on another review, if at the end, rather than, do you want to go do baseball, which is a non-joke for me, and if he said, come around here, Captain Freeman, let me show you something cool. Something, and then there's this giant workshop right behind the throne room that he's put in there, and it's got loads of cool things to tinker in. He's like, I've made this disruptor go 85% powerful. This is a transphasic cloak. Just have some fun with it. And she's like, wow, this is amazing. And then Leeta can come and say, my hubby is so smart. I'm at the business, and he's been inventing stuff every year that revolutionizes. He improved the tractor beam in Decora by 900%. You could really have made his character be better than just, he's a successful Grand Nagus, which he clearly is. So that's good. But I wish there was a bit more of Rom in that. Of course, the caveat is that if Engineer Rom is going into a position of, basically Prime Minister of a country, of a planet, he's probably going to lose most of himself in that role, because it takes all of your time and effort, and he's got to be a Ferengi first, not an engineer. So you could argue he's going to lose all that. But baseball, for me, was a poor substitute. We could have had anything engineering. I don't know, what do you think?
No, I agree. I think the engineering thing would have been a nice little touch, even if it tied into the little mini Genesis device at the beginning, used for just colonizing, small areas or something. Because, you're right. He is a very smart, clever engineer, and it would have been nice to have that kind of reflected as well. The one thing that a lot of people said during my first reaction was he didn't quite sound like himself. And as you pointed out, that is in fact true, because he didn't have the Ferengi teeth in when he was recording the lines, it seems. But it did sound a little off, and that could be why. It could also just be that he's returning to the role after so long. But I mean, they've done it on stage a few times.
I was about to say, we were there, and they always put teeth in, and it's not perfect, because they're not expensive teeth, but it's there. And of course, we had Armin Schumann, who did have original teeth put in, and he sounded almost perfect. It was shocking how similar. So there was a difference, but of course, maybe you could argue he's less nervous now. He didn't. Obviously, he was giving different vibes, right? So if you hear Rom without, if you remove that nervousness, he's going to sound different personality anyway. But I think he did probably didn't have teeth in. I know Aaron also had teeth. He did Star Trek Online, and that helped a lot. It's part of the personality. But it was good. That's why Leeta was more fun, because she was like, boom, straight in the role.
And these are two of my, some of my favorite characters from DS9 as well, returning, which is awesome. So, yay! I mean, they're successful. They're in
still
a good
together.
place, and that's awesome.
That's nice as well. You want your characters to be happy. That's important. But last thing I jump back on, you said about Nog. Yes, that obviously should have been there. Maybe had a picture or a little statue of him in the throne room in Starfleet uniform. And near the end, Freeman can look over and say, "Oh yeah, Commander Nog's doing so well. I saw him at Deep Space 4," and I was like, "Yes, I'm proud, little boy."
He's fast tracking up his.
He'll be captain in no time.
Captain. Yeah, exactly.
Like, 3 lines with a statue would have been beautiful, because even if the actor's passed away, the character can still live on and progress and be proud of them contextually, and not get killed in a documentary. Because that's not canon. It'll never be canon. Hopefully, it'll never be done. No, it's good. They did good. Not perfect, but also 20 years later, and not in the full expensive makeup, and it's all gonna go together, right? You can't expect to do that. It's just amazing we got them back. It's just amazing that Jonathan Frakes sounds so goddamn the same in the very short treks. Like, you don't even think. He just sounds about right. But, just happy to have him back and be used and utilised, and good. Keep hiring them, Mike. Keep hiring them.
Absolutely. So, guys, let us know in the comments section what you thought about seeing the return of Rom and Leeta. And, talk to us. That's what the comment section's for. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and don't forget to click that bell notification icon so you can join us for lives and edited content like this as well. Don't miss it.
And they're already on the channel, right? They can do some big things. They could click that join button. They could right now. Okay. And that helps the channel every single month. Any amount, or go by the tiers, or Patreon, same way, just off YouTube, or super chat your comments, questions, thoughts, reactions, and ranks of these episodes, our lives, or super thanks on any video, or PayPal, trekyards@hotmail.com. Any and all support is really essential to what we do here, so thank you in advance, and we'll see you next time.
That's right. So until then, he is Grand Nagus Cockings.
He is still Bob the Bartender. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.